Hey guys, welcome back for another instructional video. Today we're going to talk about an aiming system called Aiming on Time. And this is very useful for those of you that might be struggling to identify the degrees of a cut. Maybe you've studied our fractional ball aiming systems, our shaft aiming systems, or some of the other aiming systems I've put videos out for. But 30 degrees doesn't mean anything to you. First of all, you can't identify what 30 degrees looks like. So even if you knew that was a half ball hit, you don't know what 30 degrees looks like to apply it to your aiming. And therefore, all the knowledge in the world doesn't mean anything because you're not able to apply it. So we're going to talk a little bit today, but just as a quick refresher, if I had a straight on shot here, this is 0 degrees. If I have a ball here, this is 15 degrees. Another ball here, now we're at 30 degrees. Another ball here, now we're going to be at 45 degrees. And finally, 60 degrees. So each one of these degrees, just a little bit off, each one of these balls represents a 15 degree change. And what we're going to do now is identify what do those look like. Well, if I have a straight shot, as far as an eclipse goes, or a fractional ball, it's going to look like a complete eclipse. When I send my cue ball into the ghost ball location, it will completely cover that 8 ball. Here, at a 3/4 ball hit, it's going to look like I'm covering the left 3/4 of the 8 ball with my cue ball, and the right quarter is visible. Since I'm covering 3/4, we call this a 3/4 ball hit, and this is equal to 15 degrees. Here, with a 30 degree angle, we're going to be covering the left half of the ball, and the right half of the ball is going to be visible. That's what a 30 degree cut shot looks like. Notice that each time we're moving 15 degrees, we're moving another quarter ball. At 0 degrees, it was a full hit. At 15 degrees, it's a 3/4 hit. At a half ball, it's at 30 degrees. So when we get to 45 degrees, if this was half, this is now a quarter. And now this guy's going to be edge to edge. So, now that we kind of understand what those relationships look like, let's show it to you one more way. A full ball, a 3/4 ball, a half ball, a quarter ball, an edge to edge. That's what we're talking about with those eclipses. Okay? Those are those 5 main cut angles. So now, it doesn't make a difference if you know what the degrees are. I hope you wrote them all down and you got them all memorized. When I see a 30 degree cut shot, it's a half ball hit. But the problem is I don't know what a 30 degree cut shot looks like. This is what aiming on time is all about. So you can apply this knowledge you're about to receive to that aiming system so that you understand this is the relationship of that eclipse when I am faced with this particular cut angle. I want you to think way back to what it looked like when we used analog clocks with the little tick, 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 tick. What we're going to do is we're going to apply the analog clock to the pool table to understand the pool table's geometry. So if you can think back in the day, 12 and 6 were straight up and down from each other. And then 9 and 3 were straight across from each other. So when we look at 12 and 9 or 12 and 3, we create 90 degrees. And that means that each hour is now worth 30 degrees, right? So from 12 to 1 is 30, 1 to 2 is 30, 2 to 3 is 30. You add those 30 degrees up, you got 90 degrees. This is what the foundation of this system is. When I line up my cue ball to my object ball, if my object ball is the middle of the clock, the part that the 2 hands connect to, the cue ball is always at 6 o'clock. When I line straight up to this shot, that puts the pocket at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is equal to 0 degrees. Therefore, it's a full ball hit. So if I can remember 12 o'clock is 0 degrees and it's a full ball hit, that's all the information I need to know. I'm still going to have to deliver properly. Most of the time people are missing shots. That's where the problem is. It's not aiming. But as long as I understand the relationship that this is a full ball eclipse, I'll have a pretty decent chance of making it. If I was to put my cue ball here where this 1 ball is. Now, go back to 8 ball. Sorry, I'm trying to do this left-handed now. Now, I can see here that 3 o'clock is 90 degrees from there. And 2 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I can see these things. My pocket is at 12:30. For each 15 degrees, it's 30 minutes. So, I know that this is a 15-degree cut shot because my pocket over here is at 12:30 on my clock face. This means that this is a 3/4 ball hit. 3/4 of the ball is eclipsed. When my cue ball goes a little further, now my new 3 o'clock has moved over here. And my new 2 o'clock and my new 1 o'clock. This tells me what I have here is a half ball hit because it's 30 degrees. Just like Dr. Dave's peace sign. 30 degrees gives me a half ball hit. Half of the ball is eclipsed. Half of the ball is revealed. When I move the cue ball a little further yet, now my 30 degrees, or my 90 degrees, is straight perpendicular from that. My 1 o'clock now has moved over here. And my 2 o'clock has now moved over here. This is 1:30. I hope you can see this on the camera okay. So if it's at 1:30, each 15 degrees is 30 minutes. So that means I'm at 45 degrees. That would be a 1/4 ball cut shot. And as I move a little further yet, now my 3 o'clock is 90 degrees from there. And I can see my 1 o'clock. And I can see my 2 o'clock. This is a 60-degree cut because I'm lined up at the 2 o'clock, which is 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2. That's how many 15-degree increments, 4 of them, that I have to make because it's 2 o'clock. Every 30 minutes is 15 minutes. So I hope this sheds some insight, or at least gives you one particular way that you can identify how to aim using degrees because we're aiming on time. Thanks as always for subscribing.